It's a great honor to have Hayley Reardon back. So please give her a big hand. She came all the way. I said that too early. She gave her basically her free weekend off just to come here from Germany, and this is the only Denmark job she's doing. So take good care of her. And Hayley Reardon.
Thank you, Thijs. Thank you, guys. It's good to be back here. Set this mic stand before I put my shoes on. I dreamed that you were blind and I went walking, looking for the light, but then I lost it, trying to bring the right thing home to you. And I see now that nothing is a waste until it runs out. I built myself a castle just to climb down and rifle through the fragments of my youth. And I've got everything I've ever felt lined up in pretty little bottles, one way in and one way out. My love, it's gonna be a while till I know who I am again after you. After you. So I wake here, floating on a cloud above the last year, and I can see the moon now as the fall clears. The stars were burning, we just looked away. And I'm grieving 100 little lives for every season. And you have parts of me that I don't need. Though I tried, I could not fight the change. And I've got everything I've ever felt lined up in pretty little bottles, one way in and one way out. My love, it's gonna be a while till I know I am again. Oh, and nothing much has changed except some blinding revelations. I am holding out my hands. A fickle heart requires patience. I know on my way again after you. After you.
Thank you. I wrote that song here, upstairs in the band department. That last song, yeah. I had a lot of unprocessed feelings, and I was thinking about beer, and then I was thinking about beer bottles, and I was dreaming up this metaphor of my feelings being like trapped in a bottle, and there's only one way in and one way out, and I had to let them out. And I hadn't been alone in like 3 weeks because I was on a very long tour. And then we got here, and I was with some friends that were traveling with me, and we had the 2 separate rooms in the band department up there. And I closed the door, and that song poured out. So, Ølluminati, thank you. Hopefully more songs come. It's very good to be back here. Thank you. Thanks for being here and listening. This is an older song of mine. Called Would You Wait? And I've kind of reinstated it in my sets as a little ode to all of the waiting that we had to do to get back to this, to being together in person, live music, not through a screen. So this is for the waiting. It's called Would You Wait?
I decided I don't need to be different, I just need to be okay. I could tell you everywhere I'm running as I sit here in my place. I could come along fine, given that you're lenient when I change my mind. Oh, and it's the time, only the time that I'm not counting that counts as mine. Ooh. Would you wait for me? You wait, 'cause I'm gonna be everything I never seem to find the time to be. If you wait. I'm begging, trying to tell you that my head is like a city some days. And only when we're laying in our whispers do I start to hear the street noise fade. And I could come along fine, given that you're lenient when I change my mind. Oh, and it's the time, only the time that I'm not counting that counts is mine. Wait for me. You wait. 'Cause I'm gonna be everything I never seem to find the time to be. If you wait. And if you wait, honey, I'm so first time coming back around. I guess I know how. Would you wait? Would you wait for me? Would you wait? 'Cause I'm gonna be everything I never seem to find the time to be. If you wait, and if you wait for me, you wait for me, because I know my mind, it's all in time. Got somebody I'm said to be. Honey, will you wait? Honey, will you wait for me? Honey, will you wait? Honey, will you wait for me?
This past August, I went to Spain for the first time to make an EP, record a new project with a flamenco guitarist there that I had fallen in love with his music during quarantine. And I was like, I have to get there. I have to work with this person. And somehow I figured out a way to do it, which was a very unlikely pairing since I'm a folk singer from Boston. But I had this feeling that it would be right and that it would work. And it did. It was kind of a perfect creative match, despite it not seeming like that on the surface. So we made this project together that I love and I'm so proud of. I had them on this tour. It's not properly out yet. It'll be out next month. But I had this physical CDs with me, but they're gone because it's the end of my tour. This is the last night of my tour. So coming back home to Viborg to end. Yay! But yeah, so I don't have that project with me, but it will be out next month. I love it very dearly. But now I have this problem, which is that I have to perform these songs without said flamenco guitarist. So you'll have to be creative for me and use your musical imagination and imagine a really gorgeous flamenco solo on this song that I myself will never be able to play. This is off my new project. It's called Something's Gonna Hurt.
I played all my games in the dark, with my head on fire, speeding car. Till I found someone too in love to tell, and we poured chlorine in the wishing well. And now I'm looking out at the evidence washes ashore. The only thing I hear is the dissonance of an abandoned war. Something's gonna hurt now, and something's gonna hurt later. I did us a favor. It's finally out of my mouth. All that's left is space, and I won't give it away. Yeah. And in the strangeness of a different town, well, it took all of me to turn around. And suddenly I'm desperate to preserve some sacred thing that lives beyond the words. And I am holding hands with the cavalry that ravaged my brain, to think I was immune to the mysteries of spinning in space. Something's gonna hurt now, and something's gonna hurt later. I did us a favor. It's finally out of my mouth. All that's left is space, and I won't give it away. I
Thank you. Thank you. When I was about 10 years old, I know that I still kind of look 10 years old. I'm very extra sensitive about this lately, because when I was coming to Germany for this tour, I was coming from Barcelona in the middle of March, and I was flying to Frankfurt to start my tour. I mean, I'm not in Germany now. I know that. I'm sorry. I started my tour in Germany. And I was flying from Spain, and at the airport, I was going through security, and the airport security woman made a huge scene out of figuring out where my parents were, because she didn't believe that I could be traveling without my parents. It was so embarrassing. So anyways, I'm just, voicing my insecurities. But when I was 10 years old, for real, I discovered one day the magic of the answering machine. Back when my family still had a landline, when people still had home phones, I realized one day that you get to actually set that message that people hear when they call to leave you a message. And I became obsessed with it. I decided that I should create a weekly questionnaire for anyone who happened to call our family home phone. So I would change it once a week in a very organized fashion, and I would say, "Hello, you've reached the Reardon family. Please leave a message and include your favorite color." Or, "Hello, you've reached the Reardon family. Please leave a message and include your favorite singer." On and on for weeks, gathering very important data on our friends and neighbors. I was ahead of the times. I could have sold it now. My poor mom had to warn all her friends that Hayley had a new project. But one week during that time, my grandmother called, and she left her message. And then at the end, she said, "Oh, and Patsy Cline." Because the question, of course, was, who's your favorite singer? And my grandmother loved this old American country singer named Patsy Cline. And I had never heard of Patsy Cline at the time. But I remember going over to my grandmother's house, and she pulled out her records, and she played me this one song called "I Fall to Pieces." And she told me about how when she was a teenager, she used to get all dressed up for the local town dances. And she'd make sure and get there 20 minutes early. She'd be the only person in this big empty ballroom, just her and the DJ. So she could request that song. So she could dance with a boy to a slow song in her best dress. And I never forgot that story, or that image of my young grandmother. And then years went by, and eventually I ended up helping to take care of her when she had very bad dementia and no longer had any idea what planet she was on or who any of us were. And I tried everything. And the only thing that would bring her back to the moment was when I put on Patsy Cline. She would say, "That voice, I know that voice." And for a second, she was with us again. So I wrote this song about those very, very long days I spent trying to remind my grandmother of her own life. And it's called 200 Years Old. There's a painting I almost bought you on the island that I ran away to. There was a lady in simple cotton, and her eyes look like mine, 10 years forgotten. And I said, "Darling, I
know how it hurts to feel 200 years old. Now when my grandma lost her mind, well, you put her in the car and I put on Patsy Cline, and we drove like we were happy, like we couldn't feel a thing, like I wouldn't die to hear her sing. And I know how it hurts to feel 200 years old, how a life can get hot and burn to be told, how it hurts to be held and it's worse just to hold, how it hurts to feel 200 years old. How it hurts, how it hurts, how it hurts. And I know.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. This is a new song. I'm sure a lot of them they're all probably new for you, but for me too, this one. This is called Bleed Together.
I keep telling myself to put it all in a song. It's a lot cleaner than calling. And I'm still telling myself that I can't get it wrong. It's all just us spinning and falling. And I used to pray to your dad. I don't think I ever told you that. And when we slept beside each other, our dreams would bleed together. I've been thinking about everything I shoved down, everything that I left unspoken, but I guess you figured it out. 'Cause baby, I left it to you to decipher what I couldn't bear to. And I used to pray to your dad. I don't think I ever told you that. And when we slept beside each other, our dreams would bleed together. Oh, our dreams would bleed together. Is there a little room inside of you where I will always be a window looking out on everything, a nosebleed seat, and I don't need to fill a stadium, just a single chair to know that everything that burns in me will burn in you somewhere. together. Oh, our dreams would bleed together. Our dreams would bleed together. I was just a kid back then, but I didn't fall in love like one. I was just the morning's friend, trying to make a way for the sun. I was just a flower child, digging in the dirt all day, hoping that I just might grow, growing up to be okay. Hey, 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 hey. Over, under, breathe air, thunder. I am not myself. I won't forget me like I forget everything. Hey, 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 hey. Now just the way it goes, every time you hold my hand, I can feel the burning stars just above a breaking man. Oh, and you're breaking a heart, it's hard to make a clear-cut blame. Don't you know the broken break and the breakers stay the same? Hey, 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 hey. Over, under, breathe air, thunder. I am not myself. I won't forget me like I forget everything. Hey, 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 hey. I might say, hey, hey, if not might say, hey. I might say, hey, 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 oh. Over, under, breathe air, thunder. I am not myself. Run for cover, hold each other. No one's getting out. I won't forget me like I forget. 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 Thank you. Thank you. I've spent the past 4 years, kind of COVID pending, traveling a whole lot here in Europe, sharing my songs anywhere I can in living rooms and venues and bars and all over the place, house concerts, sleeping on people's couches, having this kind of wild adventure, grand adventure. And it's meant so much to me, not just as a musician trying to, share my songs with people and build a career, but also as a young person trying to figure out who I want to be in the world,
who I am to begin with. I feel like I've had a window into so many different lives and cultures and ways of being and relationships. And I knew that I wanted to write a song about that, but it felt like more like a novel than a song, like too big of an idea to squeeze into a 3-minute thing. And at the end of 2019, I was finishing a very, very long tour where I hadn't been alone like at all for at least 3 weeks. The tour was maybe a month and a half. And I had a friend with me, and I was dropping them at the airport in Zurich, and I was going to drive alone to Munich. And the moment they got out of the car and closed the door behind them at the airport, the whole first half of this song just poured out of me. It's like it was already written. It was waiting in the ether for me to just have literally 10 minutes to pull it down. But then I couldn't finish it. A year went by, a year and a half went by, and I tried. I chased this little song around my head all the time, and I couldn't find it. I didn't know what it wanted to be, how to say what I was trying to say. And then COVID happened and quarantine happened, and I had all this time to process my adventures from the years prior, traveling, sharing my songs here. And finally, with a little space and time and patience and the help of an amazing songwriter friend of mine named Ryan O'Reilly, I was able to finish the song. So this is about all the little communities and lives I've built for myself or found all over, and Ølluminati being one of them. This is called The Little Sadness. But even when I try and write about happy memories, somehow it still turns out to be sad, so. My curse. On the long ride to Munich, I was glad to be alone. I saw the future like a blanket on the foggy mountain roads. When it was too late to go back and too early to call home, I thought everyone I love is asleep out there. And I've got all of this new life I've gotta put somewhere. I've gotta put somewhere. A man whose name I can't pronounce, and a waitress he'd once loved, took me dancing in a part of town that they were both fond of. When it was too late to go back and I had nowhere to call home, I thought everyone they love is asleep out there. And I'm just passing through on my way somewhere, on my way somewhere. And here comes the little sadness. Here comes the little sadness again. 'Cause you can't take it with you, but for a moment I'll pretend. No, you can't take it with you in the end. On the night of some election, we were walking in the park. It was dusk and there were people out, guns strapped upon the guards. And I was noticed by some strangers as they waited for the train. Someone was talking about America and asked me to explain. And I said,
Everyone I love is asleep out there. And I forgot I have a life of my own somewhere. Of my own somewhere. And here comes the little sadness. Here comes the little sadness again. Like a story I won't tell you. Like a letter I can't send. 'Cause you can't take you with you in the end. No, you can't take you with you in the end. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'll put you one. Cheers. Let's go. I'll play you one more song, and then we'll have a break, and then I'll play you more songs. Yeah. We have to have more beer, as we do. After I sing. Yes. I'm from a little town north of Boston, in the U.S. on the East Coast. It's a little former fishing village, a little seaside town. And of course, it's very, cold there in the winter. And I have a very dear friend who is one of these Wim Hof followers. You know that dude? The Iceman? Yeah, so she goes in the ocean every single day. Doesn't matter what time of year. Even if it's snowing, doesn't matter. I don't think she's missed a day in 3 years. And I always ask her about it because I'm always like, you're crazy. Like, tell me more. And she says the same thing every single time. She says, it keeps me honest. Keeps me honest. The cold water keeps me honest. Like, that's all she ever says about it. And I didn't really know what that meant. But I was intrigued. And then this past winter solstice in December, it was a very, very cold, snowy day in my town, and she convinced me to go with her in honor of the winter solstice and the madness of the past few years. And so I went, and the whole time she's holding my hand, and I'm like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And she's like, it's just your brain, you're not gonna die. I did it. I felt like I died, but I guess I didn't. And then I went immediately home and wrote this song, and it's called Honest, so maybe I know what she means now. And in the break, as I said, I'm out of merch because it's the end of my tour. There's two CDs left out there, actually, so they can go to the highest bidder. But more importantly, I have a little old school notebook. I am quite literally building this universe of mine one person at a time. So if this means something to you and you want to keep in touch and know when I'm having new music or coming back here, if you're not already, please write your email in my list there, and I promise not to spam you. But I'll keep you in the loop if you want to be in the loop. I'm crying on the phone. You're trying to make it better. I didn't want to be alone until I wasn't anymore. With my feet bare in the sand, I prayed on the winter solstice. If I'm flying, let me land. And if I've landed, help me notice on the horizon everything's light and the boats hang like chandeliers. just wanna taste it. You said nothing is wasted, but there goes another year. And if I were just honest, I might get what I wanted for once. And if I were just brave enough to feel it, I might know all I needed was a love. And now nothing's as it was, but it doesn't feel that different. They said a change is gonna come, but never mention we might miss it on the horizon. Everything's light and the boats hang like chandeliers. And I just wanna taste it. You said nothing is wasted, but there goes another year. And if I were just honest, I might get what I wanted for a while. And if I were just brave enough to feel it, I might know all I needed was a lie.
Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.
Hey, hey, hey. They call it complicated times, say it's a painful road to change, but the way I understand it would be truer just to say that where you find no love, you can put love, and there will be love. There will be love, and where you find no love, well, you can put love, and there will be love. There will be hey, hey. This world is always gonna beg you to be somebody else. In every room there is a door, there is a doorway to yourself. And where you find no love, you can put love, and there will be love. There will be love, and where you find no love, well, you can put love. There will be love. There will be love. Love on every wall, falling from the sky, walking down the hall. Oh, love, love that can't be earned, love that lives beside everything that hurts. where you find no love, you can put love. There will be love. There will be love. And where you find no love, you can put love. There will be love. There will be.
Yay, welcome back. Thank you. I know I forgot. Cheers. After every single song is what I was told, but I might go for the water between songs, you know? Let's go. Yeah, good shout. Thank you. Hello again. Thanks for sticking around.
Took my hand like she does when she wants to say something crooked, smile like a kid who's about to break something else. She says, how do you feel about the ocean? And I pull my chair in, smiling, because I've got a seat next to the only one asking that kind of question. Ooh, she is more than the music. She is more than Bob Dylan to me. She is blues and blueberries and blueberries. Her seat in the last row, she sings with her eyes closed. The band looks around, everyone in the room knows, and I look them all back smiling, because I've got a seat next to her and her harmonies. Ooh. She is more than the music. She is more than Bob Dylan to me. She is blues and blueberries and blueberries. She is 18, asleep in the sand dunes, finding words that she believes enough to scream. And she is booze and blueberries. She is understated harmony. She is talking. She is telling this to me. She is more than the music. She is more than she knows she is to me. And she is blues and blueberries. blueberries, blueberries, blue. Oh, Mother Earth, why did you marry Father Time? Was it him who drew the line in the sand? Oh, Father, Father, there is dust in my hands, there is sleep in my mouth, and wildfire on my land. But you can't ask the mother of a mother of a mother of a mother for forgiveness. Forgiveness you can't ask the mother of a mother of a mother of a mother for forgiveness. Forgiveness. A burden in her eyes. Is there always a disguise for the reason we can only set so many people free? Can't ask the mother of a mother of a mother of a mother for forgiveness. Forgiveness you can't ask the mother of a mother of a mother of a mother for forgiveness. Oh, 'cause history repeats itself, and if you run, she will chase you down. You can't. Forgiveness, forgiveness. Oh, Mother Earth, why did you marry Father Time? Was it him who drew the line in the sand? Thank you. Another new song for you. It's about trying to be cute, but coming off really creepy instead. It's called Losing From Within. Okay. Last night I took a picture of you sleeping, but the flash went off and it woke you up. And you look terrified in the Polaroid, so I ripped it up. And after it got dark, for some reason I kept saying it was late, but couldn't bring myself to leave. And when everything went quiet on the TV, well, I realized you've already infiltrated my life, and now I'm losing from within. I should have known I'd never win. Are you the chosen one or the pretender? Either way, I just have to surrender. Surrender. And I swore you said you'd call me when I landed, but it's been hours and you haven't yet. And maybe you can't figure out the time zones, or maybe I'm just easy to forget. And I realized you've already infiltrated my life, and now I'm losing from within. I should have known I'd never win. Are you the chosen one or the pretender? Either way, I just have to surrender. Surrender. And I've been here before. Question never changes, and I always want more. So tell me who is to blame when I'm losing from within. I should have known I'd never win. Are you the chosen one or the pretender? Either way, I just have to surrender. Surrender. Thank you.
You're so quiet. Thank you. I was saying to Tice, I love this place because it's like fun party vibe, but then you guys you listen to my little soft songs. Usually I can't play in bars, you know, so this is a special one. This song is called Child of a Giver.
Fingerprints on a broken heart. So many miles I went on a faulty start. Gill, break, break, break. Drip, 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 drip. Gill, break, break, break. Drip, 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 drip. I don't wanna promise too much. I don't wanna under-deliver. I am the child of a giver. I and all my fear piled on a hardwood floor, and somehow it keeps me here, and somehow I'm young and warm. Gill, break, break, break. Drip, 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 drip. Gill, break, break, break. Drip, 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 drip. I don't wanna promise too much. I don't wanna under-deliver. I am the child of a wipe my eyes. I'm no one's fool. And coming out of this, I will be new. Gill, break, drip, 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 drip. Gill, break, drip, 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 drip. I don't have to promise too much. I could never under-deliver. I am the child of a giver. Gill, break, drip, 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 drip. Gill, break, drip, drip, drip.
Thank you, Anis, for the amazing sound as always. I was saying that my dad, was it Anis that posted or Ølluminati? I don't know who posted, but there was a recording of this show that when I was here in 2019. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking English. When I played here in 2019, it got posted online, the audio of this show that Anis did. Recorded, and somehow my dad found it, and he was like, "That's the best sound you've ever had. It's the best sound guy ever. Who is that guy?" So, nothing but the best here in Vivo. This is called "Awake in Berlin."
It's 2 a.m. I'm awake in Berlin for the first of 2 shifts. You are on your way into that restaurant on 12 that I never liked. There's a word for this feeling here. Einsamkeit. While I'm asleep, you are driving back home to the place where we lived. Now you live there alone, where we'd hide from the landlord and the weird girls upstairs. My guitar's in your closet, I know it's safe there. And I finally figured it out. For the first time, something's clear. There's no way of summing this up except to say I don't know how I feel, and I'm not sure I ever will. The rain falls over Hamburg. It's late in the day when I find out you're leaving next month for LA, and you packed up my things. Then you talk to my sister when she comes home for Christmas. She'll bring them back with her. And I finally figured it out. For the first time, something's clear. There's no way of summing this up except to say I don't know how I feel, and I'm not sure I ever will. I know do. And if this is a mistake, then it's one I have to make. I finally figured it out. For the first time, something's clear. There's no way of summing this up except to say I don't know how I feel, and I'm not sure I am not sure I'm not sure I ever will.
Thank you. I have a couple more songs for you guys. In 2019, I put out an EP called Where I Know You. It is a collection of story songs. Of course, all my songs are story songs. But for this project, I was specifically writing other people's stories into song form. Most of my songs are my stories. But these were all inspired by stories that were shared with me by people in my life that I felt a sort of privilege and almost responsibility to share. Had this sense that they might not get told otherwise, especially not in song form. So I'll play you one of those that I know I've played here all the times I've come. This is one I wrote for my mom's best friend. Her name is Beth. She is the realest and truest hippie I have ever known. She's the real deal. And for as long as I can remember, she's been telling me these amazing, wild stories of her younger days, living out of a school bus in Santa Barbara in the 70s. All these very picturesque, cinematic images. And she loves Joni Mitchell, of course. And from the day that I learned to play the guitar, she started asking me to play her this one very specific Joni Mitchell song called Blonde in the Bleachers off her album For the Roses. And Beth herself is this little tiny, tiny blonde lady. She's my height, and she still has this long blonde hair. Miraculously, she's 65. She still has this long blonde hair to this day. And whenever I hear that song, I think of her. To me, Beth is the blonde in the bleachers. That's like her anthem. But I never learned it for her, for whatever reason. But instead, I wrote her own song, stringing together a narrative around all the stories she'd shared over the years. So this is Beth's song. It's called Bethany. Bethany is 5 foot, with hair down to her knees, and she carries the guitar of a boy she loves but never sees. And she'll follow him to Santa Barbara when she is just 19, with some money from her father, a man she loves but never sees. And she is lost in the record, singing Blonde in the bleachers. She's free, but she's tired already. So she lived out of a school bus parked in some old lady's yard, and to this day she'll thank the 70s and the California stars. But at night she still got lonely, and the boy with the guitar, he couldn't give a damn about it, and she still held him in her heart. And she
She is lost in the record, singing blonde in the bleachers. She is free, but freedom never comes easy, and love it never comes freely, just as Bethany. And the boy with the guitar became a man with a full band. Then he left her with a baby, chose the road over a family. So Bethany she left there for a farm out in the country, raised a little girl up wild with the horses and the daisies. And she is lost in the record, singing blonde in the bleachers. She's free, but freedom never comes easy, and love it never comes freely. And she is lost in the record, singing blonde in the bleachers. She's free, but freedom never comes easy, and love it never comes freely, just as Bethany.
Thank you. Thank you. Last Train to Nowhere. That's the next song written at Ølluminati. Yeah. Hey, she's single. Bye. Last Train to Nowhere. That's beautiful. All right, I'll play a few more songs. This is my newest little song, Baby Out in the World. It came out last month, and it's the title track of that EP I made in Barcelona, which is very fitting because the song is called In the Good Light. And we made it in August in sunny Barcelona.
I was looking for something to hang my head on, hungry for a feeling even I could not yet name. And I only meant to thank you, but instead I said I'm sorry. And now you're looking at me like you might not look at me the same. But don't you wanna see me, don't you wanna see me in the good light? Ooh, don't you wanna feel it, don't you wanna know the best of all? That there's 100 people talking and it hasn't crossed a single one's mind that you and I are here at all. And the problem solver in me thinks that you might be my problem. But I tried that one before and it never quite lives up. And I wish that it was simple just to tell you how I'm feeling. Like feeling on its own wasn't difficult tonight. But don't you wanna see me, don't you wanna see me in the good light? Ooh, don't you wanna feel it, don't you wanna know the best of all? That there's 100 people talking and it hasn't crossed a single one's mind that you and I are here at all. That you wanna see me in the good light? Ooh, don't you wanna feel it? Don't you wanna know the best of all? That there's 100 people talking and it hasn't crossed a single one's mind that you and I are here at all. That you and I are here at all. Thank you. Thank you. I will leave you with this song. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Tice. Thank you, Honest, for the sound. Thank you to this establishment for having me back over and over, and for you guys for coming. Yeah, it means a lot to me. It's good to be here. You're welcome. This song is called Alive. You said, take it, it's yours. Like there is such a thing. Like the world doesn't hang from an ownerless string. So I open my hands and I give it all back again. And there I ask, falling in love is a thing of the past. The higher the stakes, the sweeter the task. 'Cause here in the night, just one single song will put a bird into flight. There is nothing left to be but alive. Ooh. I walk the streets in my little town. The shadows they move through each little house. How simple it must seem from above looking down. And there I am, if falling in love is a thing of the past. The higher the stakes, the sweeter the task. 'Cause here in the night, just one single song will put a bird into flight. There is nothing left to be but alive. Ooh, hey. Thank you. Thanks for listening. I can't open the door anyway, so. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do it whether you like it or not, and then I'm gonna go that way. So I'm struggling with all the doors. Okay, I will
play you one more song here. This is called Good. I usually travel with 2 guitars because half of my songs are in alternate tunings. But this is the first tour that I've done 100% by train. 25 shows, all by train. It's pretty intense. It's a lot. So, yeah, I can only handle 1 guitar. So you have to put up with more tuning. I'm sorry. Thank you for a lovely end to my 25-day train tour. Crazy.
Said you drive all the way 'cause you want to, not 'cause the drive don't bother you. I just said thank you. And I watch you fold your neighbor's laundry like you sewed it yourself. And maybe I wonder why you want me when I'm still in my shell. But people do crazy things, try everything to be who they think they should. But you do it 'cause you're good, good, good. 'Cause you're good, good, good. For everyone you meet, you've got a question, and you remember what everyone says. I remember we were driving in Westland. You were holding my hand to your head. People do crazy things just to be who they think they should. But you do it 'cause you're good, good, good. 'Cause you're good, good, good. Don't let nobody tell you you aren't good. Even when you taste like you've been smoking something, when you're hard to get a hold of, quick to say you might love. Even if you don't love me, I know you're good. I know you're good, good, good. 'Cause people do crazy things, try everything to be who they think they should. But you do it 'cause you're good, good, good. 'Cause you're good, good, good. Good, good, good. You are.
Thank you. Okay, for real this time. Thank you so much.